Fortnite Death Run Course Codes, June 2020. RealSport. Galaxy Note 20 Fold 2 May launch on August 5. CanIndia News. This itch bundle of over 740 games is $5, and all proceeds go to the NAACP and bail funds. VG247. Health Canada recalls 6 hand sanitizers containing industrial-grade ethanol. CTV News. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Season 4 release, is this when Warzone Season 4 comes out? Express. OPEC, Allied nations extend nearly 10 barrel cut by a month. World News, Castanet.net. We asked, you told us, most want small phones, but there are few good options. Android Authority. Delta Airlines indefinitely suspending service to Ottawa this summer. CTV News Ottawa. Some iPhone 11 models display a green tint after unlocking. Engadget. Unfinished 2015 build of long-delayed Dead Island 2 leaks online. Digital Trend.